If I told you that thousands of people become financially independent without earning six figures, would you believe me? Because the biggest lie society teaches is this: you need a high salary to become rich. That sounds logical, but it isn't true. There are teachers, nurses, delivery drivers, office workers, people making $40,000 or even less every year, who quietly become millionaires. Meanwhile, there are doctors, lawyers, professional athletes, and people earning over $250,000 a year, who are drowning in debt. So what's the difference? It's not income. It's behavior. Today I'm going to show you exactly how someone earning an average salary can build real wealth step by step. No gambling. No crypto hype. No get-rich-quick schemes. No fake motivation. Only practical strategies that have worked for millions of ordinary people. And I promise, if you stay until the end of this video, you'll completely change the way you think about money forever. But before we begin, if you're serious about becoming financially free, hit that subscribe button and join thousands of people learning how to make smarter money decisions every single week. Now, let's begin. The biggest lie about money. Since childhood, we've been told one thing. Study hard. Get good grades. Find a stable job. Work for 40 years. Retire. Sounds safe, but here's the problem. Nobody teaches us how money actually works. Schools teach math, history, science, but almost never personal finance. That's why millions of adults earn money every month, yet somehow stay broke. Because earning money and keeping money are completely different skills. Imagine two friends. Alex earns $40,000 per year. James earns $150,000. Most people immediately assume James will become richer. But after 10 years, Alex has invested consistently. Avoided lifestyle inflation. Saved 25% of every paycheck. James bought luxury cars, expensive vacations, designer clothes, a larger house, monthly payments everywhere. Guess who actually has more wealth? Alex. Because wealth isn't what you earn. Wealth is what you keep. That's the first lesson. Your salary starts your financial journey. Your habits determine where it ends. Stop trying to look rich. Here's something strange. The richer people become, the less they often feel the need to show it. Meanwhile, people trying to look rich often stay poor. Think about it. Brand new luxury cars. Designer watches. The newest iPhone every year. Expensive shoes. Luxury apartments. None of these things make someone wealthy. In many cases, they're signs someone is spending everything they earn. Real wealth is invisible. No one sees your investments. No one sees your retirement account. No one sees your emergency fund. No one sees your stock portfolio. But those invisible assets are what create financial freedom. Ask yourself one question: are you trying to look successful, or become successful? Because they're rarely the same thing. Every unnecessary purchase steals money from your future. Not because spending is bad, but because every dollar has two choices. Spend today. Or grow tomorrow. Rich people understand this better than almost anyone. They don't ask, "Can I afford this?" They ask, "What is this money worth if I invest it instead?" That simple question changes everything. The power of small savings. Many people believe, "I'll start saving when I earn more." Unfortunately, that day rarely comes, because if you can't save on a small salary, you'll probably struggle on a large one too. Income doesn't automatically create discipline. Habits do. Imagine saving just $10 every day. That doesn't sound life-changing. But that's $300 every month. $3,600 every year. Invested consistently over decades, those small amounts can grow into hundreds of thousands of dollars thanks to compound growth. The point isn't the exact number. The point is consistency. Financial freedom isn't built in one giant decision. It's built through thousands of tiny decisions repeated over many years. Every coffee skipped. Every unnecessary subscription canceled. Every impulse purchase avoided. Every dollar invested. Those choices seem small today. But your future self will see them as life-changing. And here's something important. Saving money isn't about deprivation. It's about buying yourself freedom. Freedom from stress. Freedom from debt. Freedom from living paycheck to paycheck. Freedom to choose the life you actually want. That's worth far more than temporary pleasure. The budget that actually works. Let's be honest. Most people hate budgeting. Why? Because they think a budget is about restriction. No eating out. No fun. No vacations. No entertainment. But that's not what a budget is. A budget is simply a plan for your money. If you don't tell your money where to go, you'll always wonder where it went. Here's a simple rule that works for most people. The 50/30/20 rule. 50% goes toward your needs. Housing. Food. Transportation. Utilities. Insurance. 30% goes toward your wants. Dining out. Entertainment. Shopping. Travel. Hobbies. 20% goes toward your future. Saving. Investing. Paying off debt. But if you're earning a low salary, I actually recommend something different. Try the 60/20/20 rule. 60% needs. 20% investments. 20% lifestyle. Why? Because increasing your investments early changes your future far more than increasing your lifestyle. Every dollar you invest today has years to grow. Every dollar you spend today disappears forever. Your budget shouldn't make you miserable. It should make your future easier. Escape the paycheck trap. Millions of hardworking people live the same cycle. Payday arrives. Bills are paid. A little shopping. A few online orders. Weekend dinner. Coffee. Subscriptions. Then suddenly, 3 days before the next paycheck, the bank account is almost empty. Sound familiar? The problem usually isn't income. It's timing. Here's one habit that changes everything. The moment your paycheck arrives, pay yourself first. Not last. Transfer money into savings immediately. Automate it if possible. Treat savings like a bill. Because your future deserves to be paid too. If you only save what's left at the end of the month, there will rarely be anything left. Successful people reverse the order. Income. Savings. Investments. Then spending. That's one of the biggest mindset shifts you can make. Build your emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. Cars break down. Medical bills appear. Phones stop working. Jobs disappear. Unexpected expenses aren't rare. They're guaranteed. Without savings, every emergency becomes debt. With savings, every emergency becomes an inconvenience. Your first goal isn't becoming rich. It's becoming stable. Start with your first $1,000, then 1 month of expenses. Then 3 months. Eventually, aim for 6 months of living expenses. Keep this money somewhere safe. Not invested in risky assets. Not used for vacations. Not used for shopping. Only true emergencies. Knowing that you can survive several months without income changes the way you live. You sleep better. You make smarter decisions. You don't panic when life surprises you. Financial peace begins with preparation. Stop buying things to impress people. Here's a difficult truth. Most people don't care what you're wearing. Most people don't care what car you drive. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves. Yet countless people go into debt trying to impress strangers. Invest early, even if it's only $50. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting. I'll invest when I earn more. I'll start next year. I'll wait until the economy improves. Years pass. Nothing changes. The truth is, time matters more than amount. Imagine two people. Sarah starts investing $100 a month at age 22. David waits until age 32. Even if David invests more every month, Sarah often ends up with more money because she gave compound growth an extra 10 years. Compound interest is often called the eighth wonder of the world. Your money earns money. Then that money earns money. Then those earnings earn even more. The snowball keeps growing. The hardest part isn't investing. It's getting started. Your first investment doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to happen. Because every year you wait is a year compound growth can never give back. Your salary is important, but your skills are everything. Here's a question. What if your biggest financial problem isn't your salary, but the value you're bringing to the marketplace? That might sound harsh, but it's actually good news. Because salaries can change. Skills can improve. And income can grow. Most people spend years hoping for a raise. Successful people spend those years becoming too valuable to ignore. Every new skill increases your earning potential. Communication. Sales. Negotiation. Public speaking. Coding. Graphic design. Video editing. Digital marketing. Copywriting. AI tools. Project management. These aren't just skills. They're income multipliers. Imagine getting just one new high-income skill every year. 5 years from now, you're not the same employee. You're not competing for the same jobs. You're operating in a completely different income bracket. Never stop learning, because the more problems you can solve, the more money people are willing to pay you. Don't depend on just one paycheck. Imagine your employer announces layoffs tomorrow. What happens? If your only income disappears, your entire financial life is at risk. That's why wealthy people rarely rely on a single income source. They build multiple streams of income over time. Not overnight. Gradually. For example, a full-time job. Dividend investments. A small online business. Freelance work. Rental income. Affiliate marketing. Digital products. YouTube. Selling templates or ebooks. Notice something? You don't need all of these. You only need one additional stream to start. Even an extra $300 per month can change your financial future. Instead of spending every evening watching television, spend 1 hour building something that pays you later. Small side incomes often grow into life-changing opportunities. The goal isn't to work forever. The goal is to build income that works for you. The dangers of lifestyle inflation. You finally get a raise. Congratulations. Now what? Many people celebrate by upgrading everything. Better apartment. New car. More expensive clothes. More subscriptions. More dining out. Within months, their paycheck is bigger, but their savings are exactly the same. This is called lifestyle inflation. One of the biggest wealth killers in the world. Here's a smarter strategy. Every time your income increases, increase your investments first. For example, if you receive a $500 monthly raise, invest $350. Enjoy the remaining $150. That way, Your lifestyle improves. But your future improves even faster. Don't let every raise disappear into bigger expenses. Let it build bigger wealth. Good debt versus bad debt. Not all debt is equal. Some debt helps you build wealth. Other debt steals your future. Bad debt usually buys things that lose value. Credit card debt. Luxury cars. Expensive gadgets. Designer clothes. These items usually become worth less over time. Yet you're paying interest for years. Good debt is different. It helps create future income. For example, education that increases your earning power. A business loan with a solid plan. A carefully chosen investment property. The key question is simple. Will this debt make me richer or poorer? If the answer is poorer, think twice. Financial freedom begins when your money works for you, instead of working for your debt. Learn to say no. One of the most powerful financial skills has nothing to do with investing. It's saying no. No to unnecessary spending. No to peer pressure. No to keeping up with everyone else. People will always buy bigger houses, newer phones, luxury vacations, expensive watches. You don't have to compete. Remember, comparison is one of the fastest ways to destroy financial progress. Run your own race. Focus on your own goals. Every dollar you don't waste today becomes another dollar working for your future. Successful people understand delayed gratification. They give up small pleasures today to enjoy much greater freedom tomorrow. And that decision compounds just like money does. Every smart choice builds another smart habit. Every smart habit builds another successful year. That's how ordinary people quietly become financially independent. The magic of compound interest. Albert Einstein is often credited with calling compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Whether he actually said it or not, the principle is undeniably powerful. Imagine planting a tiny seed. On the first day, it looks insignificant. A week later, not much has changed. A month later, it's still small. Many people would give up because they can't see dramatic results. But beneath the surface, the roots are growing. Then one day, growth accelerates. That's exactly how compound interest works. In the beginning, your investments may seem disappointingly small. Your account grows by just a few dollars. It doesn't feel exciting. But if you stay consistent, those gains begin earning gains of their own. Then those gains earn even more. Eventually, growth starts happening faster than you ever imagined. That's why investing isn't about getting rich next year. It's about creating a future where your money grows while you sleep. The earlier you begin, the harder your money works for you. Remember this, the first $10,000 is the hardest. The second $10,000 comes faster. The next $100,000 often comes faster still. The hardest part is simply staying consistent long enough to experience the snowball effect. Chapter 15. The biggest investing mistakes. Many beginners believe investing is about picking the perfect stock. It isn't. The biggest mistakes usually have nothing to do with knowledge. They come from emotions. Mistake number 1, trying to get rich quickly. People hear stories about someone turning a few $1,000s into millions. They chase risky investments. They gamble instead of investing. Most lose money. Mistake number 2, panic selling. The market drops. Fear takes over. People sell everything. Months later, the market recovers. But they're no longer invested. Successful investors understand one thing. Market declines are normal. History has shown that markets go up and down. But over long periods, they have consistently rewarded patient investors. Mistake number 3, waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. There is only time in the market. The longer your money stays invested, the greater its opportunity to grow. Time is your greatest asset. Most people think money is their most valuable resource. It's not. Time is. You can always earn more money. You cannot earn more time. Imagine two people. One starts investing at age 22. The other starts at age 42. The younger investor has 20 extra years of compound growth. Those years are incredibly valuable. That's why every day you delay, you're paying an invisible cost. Stop waiting for the perfect salary, the perfect economy, the perfect investment, the perfect moment. Those things rarely arrive. Start with what you have. Start where you are. Because the greatest financial mistake isn't starting small. It's never starting at all. Chapter 17. The Daily Habits of Self-Made Millionaires. Have you ever wondered what separates self-made millionaires from everyone else? It's rarely luck. It's usually habits. Many wealthy people read every day. Not because they have to. Because learning compounds just like investing. They exercise regularly. They protect their health. Because poor health can become extremely expensive. They plan their days. They set goals. They review their finances every month. They know exactly where their money goes. They avoid emotional spending. Instead of asking, "What do I want today?" they ask, "What kind of life do I want in 10 years?" That single question changes their decisions. Successful people also understand that consistency beats intensity. You don't need one perfect year. You need many good years. Small improvements, repeated every day, lead to extraordinary results. Just one better decision each day can completely transform your financial future over the next decade. Your future self is watching. Imagine meeting yourself 10 years from today. What would that version of you say? Would they thank you for investing early? For avoiding unnecessary debt? For building better habits? Or would they wish you had started sooner? Every financial decision you make today is a gift. Or a burden. For your future self. The choice is yours. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to earn 6 figures. You don't need to become a financial expert overnight. You simply need to start. $1 saved. 1 investment made. 1 bad habit replaced. 1 smart decision repeated. That's how wealth is built. Not in a single day, but over thousands of ordinary days. And one day, people will look at your success and call you lucky. They'll never see the discipline, the patience, the sacrifices, and the consistency that made it possible. That's the real secret to becoming wealthy on a low salary. The psychology of money. Money is rarely just about numbers, it's about emotions. Think about it. Why do people buy things they don't need? Why do they spend money when they're stressed? Why do some people save every dollar while others can't save anything? The answer isn't mathematics. It's psychology. Every financial decision begins in the mind. If you believe money disappears as quickly as you earn it, you'll continue living that reality. If you believe wealth is only for people born into rich families, you'll never even try to build it. Your beliefs shape your actions. And your actions shape your financial future. That's why changing your mindset is often the first step toward changing your bank account. Stop saying, "I can't afford it." Instead ask, "How can I afford it?" That simple change forces your brain to search for solutions instead of excuses. Successful people don't have fewer problems. They simply think differently about solving them. Why most people never become wealthy. Have you ever noticed that most people follow the exact same financial pattern? They earn money. They spend it. They wait for the next paycheck. Then they repeat the cycle for decades. Nothing changes, not because they're lazy, but because nobody taught them another way. The wealthy understand one important difference. Employees work for money. You don't need to earn six figures. You don't need to become a financial expert overnight. You simply need to start. $1 saved. One investment made. One bad habit replaced. One smart decision repeated. That's how wealth is built. Not in a single day, but over thousands of ordinary days. And one day, people will look at your success and call you lucky. They'll never see the discipline, the patience, the sacrifices, and the consistency that made it possible. That's the real secret to becoming wealthy on a low salary. The psychology of money. Money is rarely just about numbers, it's about emotions. Think about it. Why do people buy things they don't need? Why do they spend money when they're stressed? Why do some people save every dollar while others can't save anything? The answer isn't mathematics. It's psychology. Every financial decision begins in the mind. If you believe money disappears as quickly as you earn it, you'll continue living that reality. If you believe wealth is only for people born into rich families, you'll never even try to build it. Your beliefs shape your actions. And your actions shape your financial future. That's why changing your mindset is often the first step toward changing your bank account. Stop saying, "I can't afford it." Instead ask, "How can I afford it?" That simple change forces your brain to search for solutions instead of excuses. Successful people don't have fewer problems. They simply think differently about solving them. Why most people never become wealthy? Have you ever noticed that most people follow the exact same financial pattern? They earn money. They spend it. They wait for the next paycheck. Then they repeat the cycle for decades. Nothing changes, not because they're lazy, but because nobody taught them another way. The wealthy understand one important difference. Employees work for money. Investments make money work for them. Imagine having a tree that produces fruit every year. Would you cut it down just to eat once? Of course not. You'd protect it because it keeps producing. Your investments are the same. Every dollar invested is another seed planted for the future. The more seeds you plant, the larger your financial garden becomes. Unfortunately, many people eat all the seeds. They spend everything today, leaving nothing to grow tomorrow. How to build wealth during inflation. Many people blame inflation for their financial struggles. And it's true. Prices rise. Groceries become more expensive. Rent increases. Fuel costs more. Everything feels harder. But here's what financially successful people understand. Inflation punishes people who only save cash. It rewards people who own productive assets. Businesses often increase prices. Real estate values can grow over time. Stock markets have historically outpaced inflation over long periods. This doesn't mean investing is risk-free. It means doing nothing also carries risk. Leaving every dollar in a savings account for decades may actually reduce its purchasing power. The goal isn't just to save money. The goal is to grow your money faster than inflation can reduce its value. That's why investing isn't optional anymore. It's becoming necessary. The habits that keep people broke. Sometimes, the biggest financial problems don't come from low income. They come from daily habits. Buying things out of boredom. Shopping to impress friends. Ignoring monthly subscriptions. Paying only the minimum on credit cards. Never tracking expenses. Making emotional purchases. Waiting for motivation instead of building discipline. None of these habits seem dangerous alone. But together, they quietly steal thousands of dollars every year. Now compare those habits with financially successful people. They review their spending. They invest before spending. They avoid impulse buying. They continue learning. They think long-term. Notice something? The difference isn't intelligence. It's consistency. Small habits repeated every single day create massive differences over time. You don't need to be perfect. One mistake scares many people away from investing and saving. They think they have to do everything perfectly. The perfect budget. The perfect investment. The perfect timing, but perfection is the enemy of progress. You'll make mistakes. Everyone does. You might buy a stock that goes down. You might overspend 1 month. You might miss a savings goal. That's okay. The key is to keep going. Financial success isn't about never making mistakes. It's about making fewer bad decisions than good ones. Imagine driving across the country. You don't turn around because you took one wrong exit. You simply get back on the right road. Treat your finances the same way. One mistake doesn't define your future. Giving up does. Success is built one day at a time. Look around. Every wealthy person you admire started somewhere. Most didn't become successful overnight. They became successful one decision at a time. One book read. One investment made. One unnecessary purchase avoided. One new skill learned. One better habit repeated. Success is boring. It's repetitive. It's consistent. And that's exactly why most people never achieve it. They're searching for shortcuts. But real wealth doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from systems. Create a system that helps you save automatically. Invest automatically. Track your spending automatically. Remove emotion whenever possible. When good financial decisions become automatic, building wealth becomes much easier. Remember this. You don't have to change your entire life today. You only have to make one better decision than you made yesterday. And if you repeat that every day, your future will look completely different.